Hello, my name is Anjani, and this is the astrology report for the new moon happening in Pisces. So you can see the sun and moon together here at 15 degrees Pisces, Neptune and Vesta 16 degrees, right next to that moon sun conjunction. And then Mercury is here at 29 degrees and just went retrograde today, this morning at around 11 a.m. on March 5th. And we also have Chiron here at 0 degrees Aries, just slipped over into Aries, changing signs. It's been in Pisces for a few years now. So this is a pretty big development for us collectively. I'm going to start off by talking about the sun and moon in Pisces. So every new moon is a time for setting new intentions and digging deep into our sense of who we are as individuals within the collective. So, and it's really okay if you don't have an automatic sense of who you are in the collective or who you are at all. It really is irrelevant, because this is what we're here to explore as humans in our physical bodies. So the sun moon together in Pisces, the mantra that I've been hearing over and over is what really matters. So as things are happening in life, life is moving through me, I'm moving through life, you know, things come up, things with my rental agreements and just, you know, contracts. Mercury retrograde has a lot to do with communication in our relationships in the world. So the question that I would like to pose to you is what really matters. So when you're asking yourself that question, really feel your emotions and get in touch with what's happening within your body, because beyond the thought process, beyond thinking, when you ask yourself what really matters, you may be surprised with the answers that come up. And most likely it's about family and your career, your contribution to the world, you living your passion, your dreams, being happy and in love with life, in love with yourself and your beloved, your spouse, your partner. Not so much about the things that we spend most of our time focusing on, which are, you know, have to do with whatever. It's different for everybody, I'm sure, but just asking what really matters for this timing. So the sun and moon are at 15 degrees Pisces, and Neptune is just 1 degree away. So this is bringing in a deeper sense of consciousness, collective consciousness, the dream state, that sense of infinite potential. And if you've ever had any experience of lucid dreaming, Neptune being next to the sun-moon conjunction gives me the sense of lucid dreaming while awake. So kind of walking through the world, and the way that I do dream interpretation, I feel that same sense as I'm walking through the world in my waking reality. So looking at things as metaphors and a myth, sort of like a mystical experience while we're awake in our physical body. So this can also seem to be delusional, whimsical, space cadet, all things that I've been called my whole life, having 6 planets in the sign of Pisces. I am used to that. That is something that is very me. It's a me thing, as my daughter says. That's just a you thing. Well, it is a me thing, but for this particular timing, it's a us thing. We're all having this Pisces season experience, and with Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Pisces, we're all being invited into that whimsical, wild world of metaphor and mysticism. So if you're uncomfortable with this realm, this Mercury retrograde cycle will be challenging for you. And what I would like to offer as a gift to your soul and your spirit and your mind is to soften the edges around what you have conceived in your mental construct to be reality. Soften that up a little bit. I can create a movie list of movies that would be helpful to break down those hard walls. The first one that's coming to my mind is The Matrix, which is possibly a documentary. If you haven't seen The Matrix, which I think everybody has, it's still good to go back and watch it. Somehow it ended up being played in my house a couple nights ago, and I hadn't seen the movie in years, and I was like, wow, this is actually really amazing. Another one is What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. Really good movie to watch during this particular timing with Neptune conjunct the sun and moon in Pisces. The other thing I want to mention here is Chiron being in Aries. So Chiron has been in the sign of Pisces for the last few years, and Chiron has to do with healing. Chiron is known as the wounded healer. I refer to Chiron as the alchemist, the one who is bringing together all these different parts of the individual self and pulling them together into this physical embodiment and creating a holistic experience. Healing equals wholeness. So this is where we're able to accept and love all parts of ourselves. And this really embarrassing example is coming to my mind. I'm not sure I'm comfortable sharing it here, but I'll just say I did something really embarrassing. Like I would have just, you know, hated myself forever for doing this. And instead of getting angry with myself or embarrassed or hiding, I literally just hugged myself and held myself and was like, I love you and it's okay. And instantly I just felt better. I wasn't anymore ashamed of a function of mine that happened in a not a very opportune time. So that's what Chiron is helping us to do, to really fully love and integrate all the aspects of our being. This moving into Aries gives a sense of warrior-esque like approach to the healing process, which has a fierceness to it. It's a fiery, protective, like the imagery that's coming is of the mother bear. The mother bear is fierce, huge, but also so cuddly and loving. We'll say that about somebody who's a big, you know, a big body, and we'll say, oh, they're a teddy bear. We'll call them a teddy bear. But when you look at them, you're like, this is a huge, scary looking beast. And then we're like, oh, but they're so gentle, you know, and so that's what this healing Chiron in Aries feels like, mother bear energy to me. So the last thing I want to offer here is that look at your chart, and Pisces is loaded here for my solar return. It looks like my personal chart actually having stacked up planets in the sign of Pisces. What you want to do is look at this quadrant, and what I would do is highlight this axis. So whatever you have within this axis is being activated by the new moon. And so that would tell you about specific material that is being activated for you. So the sun moon at 15 degrees, for instance, my sun is at 17 degrees. So this new moon is super personal for me. And as well as my south node and my Mars, they're all right there next to my sun. So whatever you have within 10 degrees of the sun and moon conjunction, this is the material that you are being invited to revisiting your intentions, your soul's intentions for that particular set of material. So it's my sun and my south node and Mars. So the example would be reseeding my personal intentions for how I want to shine out in the world, the sun, my masculine expression, the way that I exert and project my will out into the world, Mars, being reseeded, setting new intentions, having a reseeding time, S-E-E-D, not reseed as pull back, but S-E-E-D, like planting new seeds. So look at that, and then also look at what is in Virgo for you, because the sun moon is always there's polarity. So I always think about the other side, not just focusing on this one aspect. Look at whatever you have in Virgo that may be within 10 degrees of this opposition to see what else might be going on for you. So thank you so much for watching this astrology report, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.